Good morning, mate. How are you?
Good, thank you. So we've heard that you're a foundation student. What year did you graduate?
So, when did I graduate? Oh yeah, I graduated 2010.
So any favourite subjects at QAHS?
Well, for me, I think it was math. Well, the content was great, you know. It was all fun and stuff, but I think one of the things I liked was all the, people in the class. That's pretty good.
Yep. So when reflecting on your time here at the Academy, were there any highlights or best memories?
Like a lot of, I think throughout, I had a lot of fun with all the students, everyone worked really hard. Like from all the other schools I went to, they were like, well, you just pass. But here, people actually tried, so it was pretty good. I like that. I really did.
Yeah. Were there any special opportunities that the Academy experience has provided you?
Oh, look, like probably just going to the Academy was probably the special opportunity for me. Look, I went through this laid-back, average school. Everyone kind of worked hard, but and I came here and I passed the test, and I skipped a year actually. So I was in year 8 at the time, and then they were like having this ads on all the newspapers and TV, look, we got this school happening, would you want to join us? And then I was like, all right, I'll join it, and I applied for the test. I got the test, which surprised me because I didn't understand anything. But seriously, it was like by coincidence. Like I walked in, and everyone looks like these smart-looking people, like hundreds of them, gathered at this theater auditorium-looking thing. And I'm thinking, I'm probably not gonna pass this, but I'll just sit it, And then I passed. So, and then I did the interview. Didn't think I did that well, but then days later, I think, we want you here. I was like, oh yeah, all right, I'll take this opportunity. Yeah, it's great. Yeah. That's how I ended up here.
Very good answer.
Thank you.
What was it like working here with fellow bright students?
Oh, it's great.
Anything particular?
Well, look, honestly, it was a lot of interesting character. Like everyone was pretty diverse, and working together was pretty good. Other than that, though, you spend the day most of the time writing essays and talking and things, and you just help each other. So that was it. We didn't have I heard about the Facebook group that you guys have now. Didn't really have that, so that's good, A lot of progress that happened since I left.
Yeah. So, all right. What are some of the things you have done since graduating QAHS? Any achievements?
I think quite a few. I started off when I got my graduation thing, and how Ivy sends you, you got this score, there's a list on the computer. I got a bit of a shock. I won't say what I got. But then, I was like, oh no, I didn't do that well. But it was okay, it was enough for me to go into university.
Yep.
So I went to uni. No, seriously, I was a bit worried, it was good, And I got into biomedical science honours accelerated at Griffith here. And I started, so I was doing that for 3 years, and I was floating along. And but as I did, I was like, well, I got to do some more things, because everyone's doing biomed. So what's going to make me stand out more than anyone else, right? Okay, and how am I going to get that competitive edge in front of other students, right? So I began doing other things. So things like, being involved in committees. That's one of the things I did. I can tell you there's Student Representative Council, Student Guild Board Executive, there's administration of Griffith. And you can start expanding your CV that way. All you got to do is just apply, okay? Chances are no one else has applied. And you get the job, ta-da, and then, all of a sudden you got it. It's true. It is realistically true. Everyone flicks through those emails at Griffith. It's the same thing. You just click in emails, and no one applies for them. So apply. Yeah, give it a go and expand your CV. It's the same thing with CAS. Using it as an opportunity. Yeah, and broadening your horizons. Because look, honestly, even things that you think that are not relevant probably for your future. In this instance, for your degree. Are you guys all interested in medicine? Is that right? Or medicine, or research, something in allied health, that sort of things, right? Is there anyone else out there who has something different? Yep, okay, I got that right. Basically, that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
How has the transition from school to university worked for you?
Well, it's pretty good. The reason, all right, I'll explain why. the reason being is after I graduated, like one of the things I did carry on to it was not just the content, but it was actually a lot more about, how would I say, like how to study. Because a lot of other schools, you realize that you study because you get told to study and you just study what the content they give you and then that's it. But here it's a lot more related towards university. So your transition will be a lot easier compared to probably some of the other schools. So carrying out your, all the subjects and doing it at university will make things, very, like, first you'll fly through it. That being said, there's like one of the things I did think that maybe I could have done better is I took the credits. You know how you can apply for credits when you apply for universities? Probably best not to do that because you can get the opportunity to accumulate your GPA and work hard towards your 3 years. So that's one of the things you can do instead of what I did was I just took all the credits and I had a whole year off. And then I just kind of like did half of my second year in my first year. But then I realized I still ended up doing 3 years. So then I was like, well, what was the point of it? Why did I just do that? But anyway, that was something I think I made a critical error on my half. But I still got there in the end, yeah?
Okay. So you think that the IB has been helpful for your university work?
Oh, definitely, because, look, honestly, like, when you go to do IB, it's not something that you see in the OP system, and that is that you literally, like, you study every day, you got your assignments and, like, your IAs and talk, EE, but not just that, your final grade is what counts, isn't it? Right? The majority of your grade, right, comes from that one final exam that you sit, which I think is very different from, like, what we see in the OP system, right? Because they get a lot more accumulation throughout the years, which makes it, I think, a little more challenging for you guys, but at the same time, it will get you more used to a university education.
So what were the best learnings from QAHS for your life in general?
My life in general, I would say, like, I guess the habit of learning, integrating learning into my life, expanding on the horizons besides studying, right, and looking into what other things I can do to enhance my career. For my generation, right, it's a couple of generations before you guys, and which I would say is my today, right? Probably perhaps like, working moderately hard, having some level of CV was probably enough, right? But as competitiveness arises, okay, and this is like serious, right? It will become more challenging for you guys, perhaps, and so you would definitely have to start considering other things outside your curriculum as well.
So do you have any tips to share with us today?
All right, first tip. Like, honestly, I have a lot of tips. Listen in class. Like, there's some days when you really feel tired. Like, I feel like some days, like, I've got class after this, but I don't want to be there, There's sometimes you just don't want to listen. But try and focus, yeah? Get a cup of coffee beforehand, and then just go to class and just pay attention and listen. But after class, probably talk to your, academics, right? And when you're at university, and just get to know them a little bit, yeah? Because they're people too. And if you, no, seriously, in my undergrad, I remember, and I did my honours in biomed, so that was 4 years, right? In my, first 3 years of undergrad, which was majority was lectures like this, okay, like the lecturer would sit here, and, they would just talk for about an hour or two. And after that, it was like, everyone just leave. Like, you're like, oh, I'm done here, I'm gonna rush out first, because everyone's like trying to get out, pushing in, shoving each other, and all that. But if you just stay back a little bit and get to know them, it's good, because they know like so much, right, from their experience. And it's good to talk to them. And I definitely recommend that for all of you, Another tip, I suppose that, perseverance is definitely one of the key things you have to do. The first 3 years, after 3 years of my third year, I've sat the campsite a couple of times. I've sat 5 times. Okay, I sat it 5 times. That's how long it took me to get it right. Okay, it was no joke in that sense because it was that difficult. And so, as first you don't succeed, try again. And no matter how many times you fail, you're going to get it right eventually. Okay. No, seriously. You guys think this is a hilarious thing at the moment. It probably looks like, it's probably not going to happen to you, but it might, And when that happens, you got to take that opportunity to give it another go. Okay? Also, I had the interview, right, my third year at Deakin. And when that happened, like, I went all the way down to Melbourne, then I went to transit to Geelong, like by train. And that was a long journey, and at the end of all that, I failed. I literally failed. I outright got sent this letter at the end, email saying, congratulations, you didn't get in. Yeah? So I was like, okay, okay, this is pretty bad. But I tried again. So what I did honours, right? And honours is like a research component. And you'll find later that in medicine, right, in itself and in its entirety, there are a lot of things you need to do outside of the curriculum as well. And you can imagine, medicine is a demanding course. It is challenging, time-consuming, and it takes a lot of effort. And you've got to do things outside of that as well if you want to stand out. And for that to happen and to have the habit, it's probably best to start trying that in your undergrad years as well. And as well as that now. And you got CAS as well, right? Yeah, that's definitely going to help you as well. Let me try and think. There's more things I want to say. Okay, yeah. And how I say, developing like a good relations with everyone. You never know why would I say, develop a good relation with your academics and things? It's because, at the end of the day, you might find that sometimes you need a bit of their hand and things. It's better to be on the good side of things, right? And it's better to know them better as a person, because if they know you, right, well, they're not going to be like, who's this stranger? And it's just some person rocks up in your door one day, knocks you on the door, you're like, hello, how can I help you? Yeah? And that's how it is, yeah? So it's just the nature of society, and you think like, there's going to be like 800 students out there, and literally this is how it goes. At the start of your career, and like you're going to start going to uni, there's going to be 800 of you. There's no way, right, that your lecturer is going to memorize every little name, from the first name, middle name, and last name of every student. That is impossible, right? And it is true. Like they don't know you. They just look at you like, yeah. Oh yeah, you're in my class? Oh, okay.